Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's Monday. It is Monday. Monday. Oh my God, I hate this.
Maybe it might be checked again.
Taking another roles. DPS to take visuals on this one. Man. That's crazy. Did you change your Facebook password?
Actually, I need to because I logged in the other yesterday, I think. I don't log into it often, and I saw that it was asking for my password. Like, it logged me out, and I'm like, that's weird. So I probably should. But it's just an entire tedious process. So
Yeah.
I don't use it at all.
Three, two, one.
And just like that, the weekend is over.
Oh man. Do you have to remind everybody?
Yeah, it's Monday, you guys. Hello.
Welcome to KSAT News Now. Hey, Kevin Heisen, our director, he was snapping to our little intro there, so he's kind of feeling pretty good.
And it's also almost his last day working with us.
Oh man, that's a bummer. Yeah.
So the bummer is that weekend is over and that Kev is leaving. Blessed day to you, Kevin.
Yes, definitely. Of course, so we are now with the KSAT News Now. It is again Monday, as we remind everyone again. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend out there. We are streaming and also podcasting from the KSAT 12 newsroom. So like, rate, and subscribe. Hit us with all that.
All right, this morning, why you may have to act and change your password on Facebook as soon as possible.
Yes, act fast. I think I forgot to add something in there. Act fast to change the password there. We will explain why. And also, this is pretty cool here, a way to score some free tickets to the Spurs home opener and help the community at the same time.
When is the home opener?
October 19th.
October 19th, all right.
Yeah.
So speaking of the silver and black, they proved once again why they are one of the gold standards in pro sports for their efforts this weekend in Uvalde.
All right, yes, that was a good stuff there over the weekend. But we start with our top story here, and in case you missed it, big one over the weekend and huge developments in Uvalde's recovery process. The latest there is that the superintendent's retirement as well. So, yeah, the entire school district police force was suspended, right? You were there on Fridays, and there is no clear timeline, but we know that they'll be taking on other roles. DPS is set to take over patrolling campuses and helping with extracurricular activities.
So, aside from the entire police force with the school district being suspended, 2 district officials are on administrative leave, and shortly after these changes were announced, the superintendent, Hal Harrell, sent an email advising he will explore his options to retire and have a transition plan.
Yeah, so a lot of developments here. So, and today, Uvalde ISD board, the school board there, is meeting for the first time since the major fallout after they hired a former DPS trooper who actually responded to the shooting at Robb Elementary.
Yeah, so it's like the first time they're showing face after all of this. So Harrell's retirement will be an item in closed session tonight. The board can choose to take action afterwards, but some parents, including Lexi Rubio, said it's painful how much division has come over Harold's announcement. And keep in mind, this is such a tiny community. Everybody knows everybody. Lexi Rubio's parents said that they actually really are fond of Harold. So but there's this, people are divided on whether he should walk away or stay.
Yes, and Usaya Garcia's guardian, Brett Cross, who has been very outspoken, he has been demanding accountability from the district, had some words for those opposed to Harold leaving and added that he is willing to meet with them.
It takes one man stepping down for you to come to a school board meeting, but 19 kids and 2 teachers dying didn't. Get your priorities straight.
So Brett led the protests outside of the school district offices for 10 days. He was there along with other parents when this announcement was made via email, via statement that the police force was going to be suspended. And
that school district's board meeting will happen today in the Benson boardroom at 6 p.m. Ahead of that, some community members will have a rally in support of Dr. Harold at 5:30 outside the boardroom there.
Yeah, so that's who's Brett saying, like, I'm willing to meet with you. Obviously, they may not see eye to eye, but it is important to have those conversations. Again, this father, Brett Cross, staying outside for 10 days protesting, wanting to speak to the superintendent, wanting to speak to school district administrators, never had that chance. I do want to mention that on Friday, he was told that he would be meeting with Hal Harrell, the superintendent, at 11 a.m. That never happened. The day before, he was told he was going to meet with district officials. Again, that never happened. And they as in Brett Cross and parents who had been protesting for accountability, they were just very shocked and they didn't think that it was done the correct way of making this announcement. Again, they were literally outside of that school district office and no one came out to speak to them, to let them know, hey, Hal Harrell is not going to show up, or this is what we've decided on. They found out the same way we did. So again, you can understand the frustration there with the parents. So it's important to see everything. And the good thing here, he is willing to meet with parents who are opposed for Hal Harrell leaving.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you mentioned earlier just both sides of the coin here. Hal Harrell, I remember just from reporting a couple of stories earlier in Uvalde, just someone that I think was very respected in the community. I think he's got a long family ties there. So that must have been a difficult decision. But again, a lot of confusion over the way that this information is being passed on to the parents and to the families of the victims.
All right, so in other news, Android, iPhone users, change your Facebook password ASAP. Meta says your account and 1 million others may be compromised.
All right, so this is according to Forbes. Malware apps downloaded from the Apple and Google Play stores were disguised as fake photo editors, games, health trackers, and much more. And they basically tried to steal just hundreds of passwords.
See, I don't do like games on the phone. I don't download any like photo editing apps. I just use whatever like Instagram has available to you. And then health trackers, I don't even use my watch because I just do not. Yeah, that too.
That's pretty much
all right.
what
So
happens.
most of the apps required a Facebook login for app access, and some even had that two-step authentication verification. But Forbes said the app developers, these fake app developers, could have still gotten illegal access to the accounts.
All right, Forbes said that there were a total of 400 malware apps and 45 of them were just in the Apple Store alone. All of those have been removed and those with compromised accounts may have already received a notification. So even if you have not, it's still a good idea to change your password.
So RJ asked me if I had received notification. That hasn't been my case, but I will say I don't check my Facebook account often. I did yesterday just because. And I noticed that I had been locked out. So I don't know if my account is one of the ones that was compromised. So remember, if you change your password to one account, more than likely you have the same password for all your other accounts.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like that as well. And
don't tell people.
It is not fun. It is not fun when people hack into your stuff. I've had this happen before.
Really?
My Twitter account. Yes, not Facebook, but Twitter, and it happens so fast. Like they literally just completely take over your page within seconds. So yeah, definitely take caution here. I'm still logged in to my Facebook account, but I don't even know my password on this.
What can they do with my Facebook? Like I have the awkward teen pictures from high school. That's what they'll get.
Yeah, this is the way I keep track of what my mom's up to and other older
family.
relatives.
Well, that is true. It is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the silver and black, the Spurs, they've always been willing to give back to the community, and that's exactly what happened Saturday in Uvalde.
All right, this was great. So San Antonio Spurs players, coaches, Coach Pop right there, and even the great Manu Ginobili traveled to Uvalde High School to spend a day with the families and children. And guess what? Yeah, the Coyote was also there as well, which is their mascot. They call themselves the Coyotes.
The people's favorite, the people's champ, if you will,
Yeah.
Paul Wahoo. Children
Wow.
got to interact with the team and watch the Spurs go through workouts and practices. The Spurs also honored the 21 victims from the Robb Elementary shooting, and they did want to keep this low-key before going out there because they wanted to focus on the families who would be present.
Yeah, absolutely. So we saw a little bit of their Manu Ginobili signing autographs for everyone that was there in attendance. So the Spurs also hosted 1,000 Uvalde residents for their game last night against New Orleans. That was a preseason game, and Spurs officials basically said that they wanted to just spend some personal time in Uvalde. As we mentioned, it was kind of like they didn't really publicize this that much, but basically they wanted to be there to show the residents that their pain has not been forgotten.
So I thought that this was very great of them because we media were aware that they would be there. We were asked not to share that because again they wanted to have that moment with this community. So I think that just speaks so highly of them. They're not doing it for attention. They got to just spend time there.
Yeah,
that just lifts the spirits of these community members, right? Especially I think of the parents who have been watching them for years to have that moment and see these legends in real life.
Absolutely. I mean, Coach Pop, you saw right there interacting with some of the children and also, of course, Manu. But you brought up a great point there where they didn't want it very much publicized. And I think that's basically the way the Spurs operate. If you know them, they keep things very close to the vest. And this was something that they just particularly wanted to do for people there. So,
and here's
pretty
something
cool
that
stuff.
they do want publicized.
Yes.
They are teaming up, they as in the Spurs, with the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center for much needed blood donations. They need your help.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we've been reporting on this for a couple of weeks now, at least a few months. So the annual San Antonio Spurs blood drive is set for 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. this Thursday afternoon, right there at the AT&T Center.
Blood Drive officials said they will give the first 400 donors a pair of tickets to the Spurs season opening game, and that's happening on October 19th.
Oh yeah, getting ready for the NBA season. So the goal for this year's blood drive is 400 donations, which will go towards helping 1,200 patients in need.
One donation helps up to 3 people, and all blood types are needed, though of course there's always a greater need for type O blood, as that's the blood that they use during emergency situations. You're thinking, crashes, just anything you can think of. That's the emergency that they need right there.
Yeah, and not a bad deal here. I mean, think about it. Get to go to the home opener, which is always an exciting. I mean, no matter what happens the rest of the season, the home opener is always a lot of fun, right, Justin? You know this, man.
And I will say that the staff always treats you really well. If you're not scared of needles, it is pretty relaxing. It takes a while, so people usually, well, not a long time, but people use that time to watch like a Netflix show or something like that. Snacks are provided, water's provided.
It's true.
So check
It's
if you're,
easy.
what is it, if you're eligible.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Our guy Roger Ruiz doing big things there. Yeah, he's a big fan of the show.
Yeah.
He's probably a big fan of you too.
Oh, thank you.
Who is not?
Appreciate it. Oh,
And of Weather
you guys are
101.
too kind. Spurs are going to
Now you're
shock the
gonna
world
trick
this
us.
year, though. Wait and see.
No.
Hey, hold on. How did your football team do this weekend?
Wow.
I
Why'd you have
don't
to
really
bring that
have a
up, too?
football team.
I thought you graduated. I thought you were an Aggie.
Oh, well, I thought you were talking NFL. I am an Aggie.
Yeah.
When it comes to, I don't want to talk about the
Oh, is it a sore subject? Did y'all lose? Is that why you don't want to talk about it?
pretty much.
Well, that's on the last play of the game.
Last play of the
If
game.
You just want to stick that knife a little bit more into against Alabama on the road.
UT
Tough
won.
loss there.
UT won.
She's just making it worse for me.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Just digging in there.
20-24.
Last play of the game. Tough
Híjole.
one there. Tough one there for
We won't go there.
Justin Horn
Let's change subjects.
and Aggie land.
Let me ask you guys a question. You see the moon last night?
No.
It was bright. It's bright. It was full.
I
It
saw
was awesome.
pictures of it on Instagram.
We got a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
Last night we had a full moon. What was it called? If you're watching, I showed this at 9 a.m. So if you guys are watching the 9 a.m. show, you would know.
It's not the harvest moon.
Harvest,
We already did that.
hunters, beaver, or buck.
Can I guess first?
Please do.
I think it's
Please
going to
do.
be hunter's moon.
Okay.
Because aren't we entering hunting season?
I think we
Yes.
are. Yeah, that
Yes.
starts like in
Or it could be
November
Buck
here.
Moon.
Yeah.
Same idea.
Oh, Buck
This
Moon.
is-
Okay.
This is I feel like this is a trick question. All right, I'm going with B, Hunter's Moon.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? I just like the Beaver Moon. That's it. Let's just. Because I think we've done
That's
stories
fair.
on the Beaver Moon before.
It's,
I don't know what it is.
it's
but
legit.
I'm going to see. Yes.
But Alicia's put together a stretch here, man. She is just knocking it out of the park.
Go.
And her reasoning's spot on. The harvest moon occurs closest to the September equinox, so that's already happened. It can fall in September or October, but the hunter's moon always falls in October. It was named because people in the northern hemisphere prepared for the upcoming winter by hunting.
You were watching the 9, weren't you?
No, I just know these things.
That's pretty impressive.
But the beaver moon is next.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
So
I knew it was
you're
coming up.
close.
I was waiting on that. Beaver
But you're
Moon.
still wrong, aren't you?
There it was, by the way. Millie sent this in.
Beautiful.
Full moon. Beautiful summer
Yeah,
night.
the reason I knew about the full moon also yesterday was because writer Sandra Cisneros, I think she posted on her Instagram to like do a meditation of some sort, you know,
Yeah.
good vibes.
It was bright. It felt almost like daylight at some points last night. Today, we've got some clouds trying to move in from the west. We've been watching a few showers out around Del Rio and Eagle Pass. Those are falling apart, so we're not seeing much rain out there. We're not going to see any rain here in San Antonio, but you will see some more clouds throughout the next 12 hours or so. And the dew point trend, well, this map, of course, is not showing it correctly, but we're going to see dew points jump up by midweek and then fall again with a frontal boundary as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. Let me show you that real quick because it's been a while since we've had a front through here. So by 7 a.m. tomorrow, we've got some clouds coming in, and then by the afternoon, just partly cloudy skies. More clouds Wednesday morning, and then by Wednesday afternoon, we're starting to see a couple of showers, just a 10% chance. Here comes the front, still just a 10% chance with the front, but behind it, we'll get some gusty winds, drier air. It will not be all that much cooler, but it will be much, much drier. You'll notice the dew points really fall off into the 20s and 30s. KSAT 12-hour forecast, 85 degrees by 2 o'clock, 87 by 5 p.m. today. Winds will be a little bit breezy this afternoon, anywhere from 10 to 15. Pretty nice evening. We'll fall into the 70s by 9 o'clock. But we'll be watching for that front Wednesday into Thursday. Thursday, gusty winds, dry air, hasn't rained in forever. I'm a little concerned about the fire threat. That'll be something else that we watch midweek. But at least we get a front through.
Yeah, always got to keep note of that as well, the fire threat. But it seems like we're feeling a little bit more fallish now.
Trying to.
Trying to. We're getting there, Justin.
Yeah, and after that front comes through, we may have a couple mornings in the 50s. So there's that.
Ooh. I'll wake up early for that, for some coffee, for some PSL.
Sounds nice.
Although
man.
they're like sold out everywhere. I've
Yeah,
tried
very
several
popular
Starbucks.
item, yeah. Hey, man, I still believe in the Ags, dude.
I
Going
don't.
back to the sore subject,
They are not part of
but
this.
you know
wow,
who's
he's just
not
like
sad
groaned.
today?
Yeah.
Cowboys
Vikings
fans.
fans. No, I'm just-
Cowboys fans. That's who's important here.
It is time now for Stick Figure Sports. This is simply the greatest sports segment in the history of all sports. I'm just funny. All right, so here we go. We're going to get things going here. So obviously
my
we were
cue to
talking
move
about this impressive win here.
Remember to do blocking.
by-
Yeah, thank
yes,
you.
I'm getting it because I didn't want producer Alyssa to get in our ear. Okay,
Take it away.
so Cowboys, right? Get the dub. Here we go. Cowboys dub over Rams. Now here's what I'm going to do here. MVP. So what we're going to do here is we're going to call this the Micah.
I knew it.
There we go, right? Most valuable player ever. And I don't know, I'm just messing up the spelling now. Ever. Yes. All right. So, yeah.
Oh my
MVP, Micah Parsons, my guy right here. Do a little Micah
What in the
stick
world?
figure.
Did he graduate from second grade? Are you
Oh, we're getting there. Look, we're getting there. We're getting there. Yes, look, we got Micah right here. He's just all over the field. My man's doing some damage. Number 11, here we go. This is Micah Parsons doing the most right there. Boom. Micah, most valuable player ever in the history. Are you a fan?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
His dad is a mega fan too. I love seeing
Yeah.
his parents.
Not of my drawing?
we're not fans
oh, he's
of your
not
drawing.
a
I
not
don't
fan
know,
of my
this was
drawing. Okay.
pretty-
Yeah. What? A little. Oh, wow! Just like that. Okay. I thought I came up with
I thought
something
you
kind
were.
of
I thought you were
snazzy
gonna
here.
draw something better. You know, you hyped it up, saying it's like the best.
Wow. Okay. I thought this was kind of a snazzy
Draw
like play
Jerry.
on words here.
Draw Jerry's
Draw
reaction.
Jerry. Oh my God. Draw
Put him
Jerry.
on the spot here.
What are we doing? Jerry Jones here? Okay. Well, you got a little bit of hair right there.
A little bit.
Jerry Jones. Jerry is smiling.
Why is it drooping?
Your eyes a little tie. And then, have you noticed he's got like kind of this like weird like way of clapping where he just does this like super excited clap,
Do it.
like
Oh, face the camera and do it.
like that. He's like Jerry Jones, Jerry Jones, Jerry Jones. Every time they do something. So just do his little hands here.
I
And
love
Jerry's
the reaction.
making that money. There we go with
There
this
you
team
go.
right there.
That
Yeah, is that a little bit better?
That is
Okay,
what
thank
is
you.
important to Jerry Jones. Money, money, money. I
Yeah.
do always enjoy their his daughter Charlotte Jones on Instagram. They always do like a winning selfie. It's
Yeah.
always very interesting when they lose
Yeah.
because it's like crickets. You know?
Oh, yeah, definitely. But yeah,
I love-
Cowboys 4-1 now.
What I love, so last time, I think it was last week when they won, that Dak was in the locker room and he had like taken his shirt off, and people were like, why does he have his shirt off? He didn't do anything, you know, why is he showering?
Wow, he's still part of the team.
And then this time, but this time you kind of saw him in the background. Like,
okay.
of the locker room shot.
Okay.
I was like, ooh.
So what are you thinking here? Cooper Rush? Hey, they play the Eagles next. The Eagles are undefeated, 5-0. Cowboys are 4-1.
Biggest rivals?
Biggest rivals, yes.
Cannot stand Eagles.
You don't like the
Not
Eagles
at
here?
all.
Okay, so is Dak going to play? That's
don't
the
think
question.
so.
Should Dak play? You just want to see
Look,
Crush
I'm no
out there.
trainer, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I'm no trainer.
I'm no physical trainer, physical therapist trainer.
Yeah, I think
I
they
don't
need
think. What
to.
about you? Do you think it's going to happen? I really don't.
I don't think he should play. I
But
think unless he's
hold on.
fully healthy. But
Yes.
but if Cooper Rush continues to win these games,
He's
how do you
not
take
the
him out?
because he's not the main
Oh
one.
my God. Okay. All right.
He doesn't have
hey,
the franchise
speaking
tag.
of our guy here, Jerry Jones, he did say earlier after the game that Dak is our guy.
Duh. He has their money. Of course he's their guy.
So yeah, Jerry Jones did confirm that. He said Dak is their guy. So yeah. I just love Micah Parsons. I'm not even gonna lie. Got a man crush on that dude.
Yeah, I do. Well, a crush.
Okay.
Since Hard Knocks from last season.
Yeah.
I
He's
really
a
like
baller,
his
man.
attitude.
He's a baller.
Hard worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love it.
He's a stud for sure, and he was hurt yesterday. Like he was hurt midway through like the second half, and still came out, made one of the biggest plays late in the game with that sack and fumble. So, Cowboys.
Well done, boys.
4-1.
Well done.
Hey, you know what? So are my Vikings. Skull Vikings, 4-1 as well. I gotta give a shout out to my Vikes as well. Also from the weekend, the Texans won their first game of the year. So shout out to the Houston Texans and all 5 Texans fans.
And all 5 Texans fans?
Yes, all 5 or
right.
6 Texans fans that exist. Just playing.
All right. You
Is that
good?
enough? Yeah, I think we're
That's
good.
enough for Six Figure Sports. All right. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Happy Monday, you guys.